So I went for my COVID shot today. This was my third dose, so this is my booster. And here is what it looked like for me. I went to Walmart for it. It did not hurt at all. Like, it didn't even feel like anything, just like a regular sting that you would get from any type of vaccination. I don't know what my symptoms will be like tonight and tomorrow, but I'll let you know what that is like. This is for those who haven't taken the booster shot or even the first vaccination. I'll let you guys know how I feel. But I know with the first one that I got, or like the first COVID vaccine, like the first one, oh no, it wasn't good. But the second dose, I was fine. This dose, I don't know how it's gonna be. I hope it'll be fine or really mild, something that I can take Tylenol for, but I'll let you know. Anyway, I did check on the website, on the CDC website, and then just the Ghana travel website for the requirements that I needed to travel to Ghana. This is for my Ghanaian brothers and sisters, or anybody who wants to travel to Ghana this year. So for adults 18 and over, you do require to do two things. You either need to be fully vaccinated, that is, you need to have had the first and the second dose of either the Pfizer, the Moderna vaccinations. I think there's another one that they have approved, but for now, this is what I can remember: the Pfizer, Moderna, the first and second shot. And then you also need to, if you are not fully vaccinated in that way, you need to be able to show proof of a negative COVID test. So if you choose not to be vaccinated, that's fine, but you just need to be able to show, I think, a negative result that was within 24 hours of admission. So how you're gonna get that, that's gonna be up to you, but those are the requirements for right now. I haven't seen any new updates so far, but that's it. For the Johnson & Johnson, I think it's just one dose of the vaccine that is required to show proof of being fully vaccinated. Now for children, what they were saying is that what I saw on there, it wasn't very specific for Ghana entry. They did not specify that children need to be showing proof of negative vaccination or need to be showing a negative COVID test result, or that they need to be showing proof of vaccination. But they did mention that in general, they did make a mention that there should be a negative test result. So now I don't know if that's for just entry to the United States alone, or that also applies for entry to Ghana for children. I know for entry back to the United States, they're requiring children who are not vaccinated to show a proof of a negative COVID test result. So that's the one thing, that once you get into the airport, you just have to get tested. That would be the easiest way, because the airport is equipped with everything, with vaccines, with COVID tests. So they have everything that you need. So it's not like you're just gonna be having to look for a location and things of that nature. But these are the main things. If you're trying to travel to Ghana this year, for now, the updated news is that you either need to show proof of full vaccination, and for the Pfizer and Moderna, that's the first two doses of the vaccination, and for the Johnson & Johnson is that first vaccination, or you need to show proof of a negative COVID test result within 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken. For children, you need to show a negative test result if they're below the age of vaccination. Now, if they've been vaccinated, they're within that age range, of course, you can just show your vaccination card. So just don't forget that vaccination card for entry into the country. Another vaccination that is very important to enter Ghana, as well as other West African places, is the yellow fever vaccine. Now, the yellow fever vaccine is good for life. If I am mistaken on that, let me know in the comment sections below, but that's what I know. Usually before, the yellow fever vaccine was good for only 10 years, but now I think they've updated that and it's good for life. So don't forget your yellow card. The yellow vaccine is required for everyone to enter these places because it protects you from the yellow fever vaccine, which is, the yellow fever which is, I keep saying vaccine, which is contracted from mosquitoes in Africa. It's not very common anymore, but it does happen every now and then. So they do want people to be vaccinated for that. However, there is exception to the rule. For instance, if you have reactions to certain vaccines, if you're immunosuppressed and you're not allowed to take medications that are take vaccines that are live, or if you have any type of condition such as pregnancy, or your doctor just doesn't recommend for you to take that vaccination, what you need to do is to make sure that you have a written letter from your doctor stating why you are exempted from taking this vaccination. Once you have that letter, you're more than likely to be okay, but you need to make sure that you have it. Otherwise, you might encounter issues when entering the country. And have a phone number, email that they can contact in case they have questions. Hopefully you arrive during business hours or something if they have issues, but that's what normally is the protocol, that you have legitimate proof that as of why you're not going to be providing proof of yellow fever vaccination. I know that's very important for people who are either taking medications or just have reactions to certain vaccines, or just are pregnant, or just have personal issues that doesn't allow them to take certain things. So be sure to take your precautions. Another thing about entering Ghana and other West African countries that's important for you to know is you need they have different ways to do this to protect you from malaria. Malaria is something that happens very often in Ghana, and if you're not protected towards it, you're more than likely to get it, and it's not fun. Like, I've had malaria twice when I was little and I went to Ghana, and it really was not fun. Especially if you're immunosuppressed or you have any health concerns or any special needs, you want to make sure that you're as protected as much as possible so you don't waste your time back in Ghana with healthcare facilities that you're not familiar of, sick, you know? So it is important that you speak with your doctor to link you with a travel clinic so that you can either take medications that can prevent malaria, which usually you can take a week ahead of time, or they have some that you take while you're there or in conjunction to a week ahead of time and while you're there. And they also now have an option for a vaccination that you can take prior to going. The one that I'm most familiar of in terms of medication is called atovaquone, but everybody's different, and your doctor might recommend a different type of preventative type of medication for you. But what's important for you to know and to take out from this video is that you need to protect yourself from illnesses such as malaria, the yellow fever vaccine, and also be very careful with the things that you eat, with the things that you drink, especially. Usually cooked food is okay. You can have cooked food because it's cooked. All the germs are normally killed if the temperature is right, above 100 degrees. But when we talk of things like certain drinks that you see on the streets, certain foods that they sell on the streets, if they're not cooked, be very careful with what you eat, because it's very easy to contract diarrhea there, and it might end up being something else, typhoid, other stuff. So be very, very diligent. Don't just be like, oh, I see all these street foods that people are eating on YouTube, I want to try everything. Be very particular, you know. If you know anybody in Ghana that can recommend you to the right street food sellers that are hygienic, that usually cook in a way that you won't be contracting any illnesses, I would say go with recommendations. Don't just stop anybody on the street and just start going to eat there, because you might regret it at the end of the day, and you don't want to, once again, spend your time that you've taken off of work to feel sick. That's very, very important. Also, if you go to Ghana, even if you go to the most cleanest restaurants, just because the environment is different and because they use a lot of spices, you might still have a little bit of a runny stomach. Take your Pepto-Bismol with you, or whatever anti-diarrheal and anti-emetic meaning anti-vomiting medication that your doctor recommends for you. Take it with you, put it in your bag. Take your usual Tylenol, your usual NyQuil, your usual Benadryl. Take all those over-the-counter medications that you're used to with you, because you don't want to be stuck in Africa, going to a pharmacy that only has in stock medications that most people in Africa use. Like for instance, in Africa, I forgot what the name of the medicine is. Yes, I remember now. When you have a headache, a lot of Ghanaian people use paracetamol, but you're not used to paracetamol, right? You may be used to Tylenol. You may be used to Advil. You may be used to Aleve. You may be used to aspirin. You may be used to medication that you're used to here that work for you and you're familiar with. Don't try to take medications that you're not familiar with without being monitored by your usual doctor and provider, because you might get a reaction that even the doctors over there may not be familiar with, because your body is just different. So just take all of your over-the-counter medications with you for yourself, and if you're traveling with children, also for your children. These are all of the pre-work you have to do before going, not just to Ghana and Africa, but anywhere that you go to, even within the United States or within Europe, wherever you may be. This is very important. Take your over-the-counter medication, because you don't know how you might end up feeling. We all pray that nothing happens, but things do happen. And along with that, make sure that you take an emergency kit. You take an emergency kit with you, because if there's any cuts, any scrapes, any boo-boos, like kids call it, any boo-boos, you have it right there with you. You're not now struggling going to find a pharmacy to go buy a Band-Aid, to go buy alcohol, to go buy, take them in little sizes so that they can fit in your bags and they won't be too cumbersome. But I do recommend that you are prepared as much as possible. For those who take medications, very important, carry your medications with you. Do not put them in your checked baggage, because especially now in 2022, your baggage may not arrive the same day. And if you're in Africa, it might arrive 3 or 4 days after. So be very careful. I repeat, do not put your medication in your check-in baggage. Put it with you. Take it with you. Always see it, look at it, make sure it's always within your eye level. When you get on the plane, don't put it up there where people put their carry-on luggages. Put it underneath the seat, that where you can see it, you can always monitor it. And if you need to use it, take it at any time. You have it right there. You're not now going up there, because you never know when people get up and take their stuff out. You don't know what they're doing. They could be, even in the midst of taking their own stuff out, they could be messing things up. Then your medication is spilling, or your medication, if they're in glass, they might break. But if it's in front of you, you can see it and you can see what's going on. So make sure that you always carry the medications with you. Big tip is, if your medications are refrigerated, it is something that you need to plan ahead of time. I would recommend taking one of those bags that can hold food cold for a long period of time, depending on the temperature setting that your medications need to be at. Some medications are particular with the temperature settings. Some of them are not. They just need to be in a cool area. So if they just need to be in a cool area, like just in like a fridge cool zone, I would say that that's fine. Just get like a cooling bag where you normally put your lunch and put your medications in there, and take it with you, with some of those ice packs that you can buy those on Amazon. You fill them with water, put them in the freezer the night before you travel, and then put them on top of your medications in the cooling bag that you put your medications in. Usually to stay cold at the maximum like 8 hours. Now, if you suspect that you're going to be traveling for longer than that, which for Africa it will happen, I would ask the flight attendants for ice. You understand? So get a ice bag where you can put ice in there, close it, and put it on top of your medications. So just request for ice. So when the time is coming that you're about to, it's like almost 6-7 hours, just ask your flight attendant, can I get some ice so that I can put it on my medications? And then you're good to go. Before you get off the plane, just, when you need to get on a taxi or whatever, that they pick you up from the airport, Akotoka International Airport, whatever African airport, whatever airport you're at, just now before you get off the plane, ask for more ice, put it in there, put it in your thing, and then for 4 hours, you're good. Another recommendation is, if you go to Ghana, be sure, and if you have medication, be sure to take a portable fridge, and that one you can put it in your check-in bag, because I don't know if they will allow you to take it onto your carry-on. It's called carry-on. I don't know if they will allow you to do that, but in your check-in bag you can put it in. They have a lot of small portable fridges on Amazon for very cheap. I think the starting price is $39. And then buy like those converter plugs so that you're sure you can plug it into the plugs in Africa, and so you know that you have a fridge to store your medicine. You see what I'm saying? You can only go so long with putting ice on your medicine. You get tired, you might forget, you know, and then it's very hot in Ghana. But if you have your own little fridge with that, you're good. You know that you're good. Now there's light off in Ghana, but it doesn't last for that long. So it's usually 2-3 hours, but within that time, your medication will stay cold for the most part. But if you want to be extra careful, I would say get a generator. Those portable generators, they're not that expensive. Put it in your check-in bag so that in case you have light off and you need your medications to stay cold, you can turn that on and figure out a way to get your medications to stay cold. Okay, so life is all about how you make it, right? You can make things happen if you really want to, and you are the one who set limitations to yourself, right? So these are my tips for traveling to Ghana post-pandemic, traveling to Ghana after the COVID season, or let's say while the COVID season, or let's say while the virus season is slowing down. And then also traveling to Ghana in terms of traveling to Ghana in terms of making sure that you have all the vaccinations that are required to enter now. And then if you have any special medical needs, also this will help you a lot in how to be best prepared to go to Ghana. All right, if you have any additional questions for me, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. I really enjoy making videos for you guys. This is not really for any brand or for money or for anything. I just enjoy, you know, creating a community, sharing ideas, learning from each other. So if you feel like you find my video helpful, share it. If you like it, that will help me out too, because it will help get the message across to more people who are looking for the same content. And if you want to be alerted of more things that I put up, which are not just travel, they're kind of like anything, you know, lifestyle, you know, adventures, you know, cooking, cleaning, anything in my corner. If you are interested in finding out as soon as I put these things up, just subscribe and you will get it right there. Okay, nice talking to you guys. Take care till the next video. Bye bye.